Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our pre-match press conference to preview our game against Fulham. We'll start off with Vinny at Sky.
Practicing these slides in training?
Well, I'll wait for the moment and hopefully it'll work well when I do so.
Ultimately, David, we'll look back at the transfer window. How satisfied are you with what you were able to do on deadline day?
I think if we were honest, we'd like to have done more if possible, but it wasn't for the want of trying, that's for sure.
So how is Tyreek George settling in?
I think he's settled in fine. He's a few days training with us now. So yeah, he's a exciting young player, which we hope we'll be able to show that in the coming weeks and months.
He scored for Fulham. He scored for Chelsea, I should say, down at Fulham last season. I just wonder how ready you feel he is for first team football. I appreciate it is early days in his time.
Well, he's played a lot of first team football with Chelsea, whether it be in the Conference League, etc. So he's still a young player, obviously. It gives us some backup with injury to Jack Grealish, so because of that it gives us an extra player as well, and was required.
You've obviously still got Dwight McNeil around as well. It was his assist that led to Michael Keane getting the second goal for you down at Fulham last season as well. How is he after the collapse of that move though to Crystal Palace?
Well, Dwight's fine. He's training as well, so no, Dwight's okay. So he understands exactly where it went wrong and how it broke down, so he knows everything about it and there's no problems there.
Yeah, what's your take on how the deal collapsed? What can you tell us?
Well, I wouldn't talk too much, but I can tell you 100% it had nothing to do with Everton Football Club, that's for sure.
And I take it then, the way you're talking, it's been relatively simple just to reintegrate someone, because I wondered if it'd be a bit complicated when a club's agreed to allow a player to go and the player is looking to leave as well on that day.
No, look, it does happen, and players have to live with it. It sometimes can happen. It wasn't that we didn't want it to happen. We'd given permission for Dwight to go for a medical and do all the things required for it. So it was very hard to do much more than we done.
And Harrison Armstrong hasn't gone back out on loan. What ultimately persuaded you to keep him around?
I think he's done well since he's been here. I think maybe we keep him. I honestly, because of my close links and connections with Preston North End, wanted him to stay there, because I think Preston have got a great chance at the playoffs. And I think to be a young player and maybe play in those games and have the opportunity to do so is a big thing. But look, I think the injuries we had over January, I think rocked us a wee bit. We were really low on players for long periods, and because of that, we had to bring him back. And I have to say he's done fine. But there's much more competition now in the second half of the season. Hopefully we don't have the level of injuries, and obviously the AFCON around about the January time made it a difficult time.
Since he's been back though, what's most impressed you about him?
I think his ability to fit in. I always felt that he's got a lot of things going for him regarding his football. He's quite a clever footballer, can take information on as well. He's got a long way to go. He's at the start of a journey which hopefully he'll be a Premier League player for the next, 10, 15 years, whatever it may be. But no, we're pleased, and I think we want to encourage our own young players, and we want Harrison's a good marker for all the young players in the academy here to say, look, this can be done, and hopefully we can try and get a few more through.
The group as a whole now, how do you assess the challenge of pushing back up towards those European spots now?
Well, hanging in there when we can. We're in difficult game territory. Every game is difficult in the Premier League, and it has proved to be this season. But hopefully we can try and keep it going. And I've always said I hope we could get one more go at that, where we could maybe jump into the top 6 or 7 somewhere along in the run in here. And I hope we can hang in and give ourselves that opportunity, maybe in a month or so's time.
This game's a good marker for that level on points. As I make it, there's 6 clubs who were separated by just 3 points, pushing up towards 6th, 7th place in the table. Yeah,
Fulham have done really well. They didn't start the season awfully well, but they've certainly picked up. Marco's done a great job as he's done it at all his clubs, and they're a good side, Fulham, so it'll not be an easy game.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vinny. We'll go to Simon at Premier League Productions.
Hello again. Seem to have visions of you having good memories against Fulham, whether it be at home or down there, winning as a player, as a manager, and your first game in charge when you came back here as well. What are your memories of that?
Well, also it's a memory that will never go away. Was my first game back here, or my first game here, I should say, not back here. My first game here, I had Fulham, and David Unsworth scores after about 20 seconds or something, and it was amazing that because we were in a difficult position there, a relegation position, and we went on to beat Fulham. And to be fair, over the years, even at Preston North End, we had big battles with Fulham. Fulham topped us. I think Tigana was the manager, and over the years we did. I think one of the games we beat them down there. So a long time ago that now it seems, but no, look, it's always been. I think Fulham have continued to grow as a football club, and I think they've built, and they're certainly a really well established Premier League club now.
Like this one, it feels like, I wanted to use that expression, like a proper old school football club. Even the ground when you go in there has those sort of traditions, don't they?
It's a terrific stadium, and I think everybody who goes there will tell you that, and they've done a lot of work to make it better as well with the new stand they've got as well. But I think just the feeling of going to sort of West End of London, the Cottage and all that, it's always a sort of iconic stadium, I think, for people who've been around the Premier League.
Just a quick one, if I may, on injuries. How's Vitali looking?
Yeah, he's back training, so he's back and he's in the squad. Yeah, he's fit and available.
I know Jared started up for the first time in a long time in the last match. How's he been this week? And any reactions?
He's been good, Jared, because obviously he got 45 minutes in one game roughly, and last week probably best part of 85 minutes last week. So no, we're pleased, Jared. I thought he played ever so well last week. Yeah, we have to keep an eye on him and keep looking after him a little bit at the moment because he's only just back. But no, great to get him back.
Everybody else all good?
Everybody else is all good, yes. Yeah.
Okay, and just finally, Big Sam says he's disappointed you don't wear a suit anymore. I don't know if you've seen that.
Has he said that?
Yeah.
Where did he say that?
He's got his own podcast. Yeah.
I think I do wear a suit every week.
Yeah,
So there we go.
You've not worn a suit particularly often recently, have you anyway?
No, I have.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
So why are you not wearing a suit anymore?
So,
anyway?
well,
Sam wants to know.
Big Sam will need to come and check me out then, I think, if that's the case.
We'll let him know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Simon. We'll go to Julia at Radio Merseyside.
Hi, David.
Hi,
Thought we're
Julie.
getting fashion tips there.
Yeah.
When you've signed players recently, Tyreek being the latest one, Kieran, Jack Grealish, they've all got trophies on their CV. Does that bring a winner's mentality, and is that showing sort of the progress of Everton as well?
Well, I think if you're a young player with a few medals in your locker, then I think that's very good. But I think Tyreek's a young player who is still developing and in that stage at the moment. But I think he's been fortunate enough to be around a side which has just won the Club World Championship and a couple other competitions, you have to say, as well. So I hope he brings that winning mentality. I hope he brings goals, assists, and things which we could really do with to add to what we've got at the moment.
He can play in several positions as well.
Yeah.
Where do you see him suiting Everton?
I think he can play off the left, he can play off the right. He has played as a centre forward as well, which also gives me some thoughts as well if I need it. I think he's probably predominantly more off the left or the right, really. He's quite comfortable either side.
When you have been signing players as well, I was looking through some of the newer ones in the last two windows. So Tyler Dibbling, Tierno Barry, Merlin, you're keeping Harrison as well. They're all young players as well, and it's really bringing down that average age, which was a bit of a problem at Everton, an ageing squad for a while. Is that something key when you're looking at signings?
I think I always have felt that bringing in young players, I want players here who are going to be here for periods, and I know we've just brought Tyreek on loan, but in the early days we only brought Mikel Arteta on loan, and we brought Stephen Pienaar on loan, who went on to be players who we kept here for years. So I think we would like to get a young, fit, athletic squad of players if we can. But I've got to say we're still certainly keen on keeping our level of sort of senior players around it as well, because I think to be a good Premier League team, I think you do need those Premier League experienced players more than anything. And I mean, the players you're talking about at the moment, maybe not getting as much minutes, but I hope that they're going to get ready and be ready for the future, that they are going to be sort of more consistent players.
This game then at the weekend, as we've been saying, it's 9th versus 10th, the same amount of points as well. It's in this close bracket of teams right now. As a manager, has it been harder more simpler to plan this season, given everyone is fairly around about each other this time? It's been the closest league in a while.
Yeah, no, I think it's been harder because I think the level of the teams have made it, you know, whether it be Fulham or Brighton or Brentford or, you know, I'm trying to think the teams who are around that middle area at the moment. I think it's all the games are incredibly competitive. I think the way I looked at it a little bit, you know, at the weekend, you know, we got a point at Brighton, and I've taken 4 points off Brighton this year. You know, I could look back at Leeds and on a negative side and think that, you know, they've taken 4 points off us, we only get 1. You know, we've taken 3 off Fulham, so, you know, if we can take some, then it's a bonus. I think that's the way the league is. I think you're trying to take more points if you can off the teams around you, if you to give you that extra bit which might help you finish above them.
Finally, for me, obviously at the weekend you went with 4 centre backs at the back. Obviously Jared was on the left and Jake was on the right. Was that more out of necessity, or is that something that you see could work for you?
Could work for us. I always had it in my mind that we might do it. I think Jared, you know, can play left back as well as left centre back. Gave me the feeling that we had that cover there if I needed it. Obviously we didn't have the cover because he's been injured since the start of the season. But no, we got an injury to Miko, and it felt that it could, you know, we could use him there. His physicality and his speed helps us greatly. So yeah, I've got no shame in doing it again if I need to do it. That's for sure.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julian. Any further questions in the open section before we move on? No? Thank you.